So today we are going to continue the Doctor years, and we're going to take more of a non-linear style road with this video. We are not going to move on to the Tom Baker years. We're going to make it a bit more interesting, a bit more unpredictable, and the Doctor we're going to move on today is one of my favourites. I love this Doctor. He's my second favourite Doctor, and if you've been following my channel, you know, for a while, then you'll know who I'm on about. And if you've read the title, then you know anyway. This is the Sylvester McCoy years. So a tiny bit of information before I get into the DVD collection. Sylvester McCoy was his 7th Doctor, and he was a Doctor to end the classic series. And when people normally think of Sylvester McCoy's Doctor, the 7th, they normally think about a bad Doctor. And that really bugs me, because when I first started getting into the classic series, I thought like that. I thought, wow, that was the last Doctor, so he must be bad. Until I watched him. Until you realise Sylvester McCoy's Doctor is a genius Doctor. He's extremely well written. From his first ever episode, Time of Ronnie, to be this very bumbly Doctor, very silly and comedic, till we get to Curse of Fenric, where he's manipulating his companion to lead him to the enemy. And that is incredibly dark for a Doctor. That is probably one of my favourite things about Sylvester McCoy's Doctor. He can be incredibly dark when he wants to be, and that is fantastic because it gives the Doctor a new light and a new interesting personality. Enough babbling on, let's get on to the Sylvester McCoy years. So the first Sylvester McCoy episode I have is Time of Rani. Now, this story for me is a love it or hate it episode. Personally, I really like it. I'm one of the few people that say, I like Time of Rani. I can see why people don't like it. It's cheesy, the effects are a bit but I've never judged cast Doctor Who by effects. I think Sylvester McCoy gives an amazing performance. Rani is great in it, and it's just a really good first episode for Sylvester McCoy, in my opinion. Paradise Towers. Now, Paradise Towers is a very weird episode in my opinion. I think this episode is just crazy. There's so much stuff going on. The enemy is crazy as anything. It's just insane. And in a way, I love that episode. And that's one of the main things I love about it. But in other ways, you look at it like, what was going on in the creators' minds who have made this? Doubt and Abandonment is one of them episodes that's really underrated in my opinion. No one speaks about it, and I even didn't know about it until I saw it in my local library, and I decided to buy the copy for myself one time. So this episode is very cheesy, and the best way to describe it is, imagine the Macro Terror. Think about it as found with the 7th Doctor, and with really serious villains that aren't killer crabs, with a 90s, 50s style vibe going on. Dragonfire. Now, Dragonfire is one of my favourite 80s stories ever. I love this story as it introduces Ace to a Doctor Who universe, and it's also Mel's last episode, and Sasalon Glitz returns in this episode. So the 7th Doctor and Glitz are really good together, as he was also in Trial of a Time Lord with Colin Baker's Doctor. This episode is only 3 parts long, and it's just got a nice little contained story, and I love the area of Iceworld. So that is Dragonfire. Now, the next episode we have is Remembrance of the Daleks. Now, this is in the Davros collection. This is the artwork for the Davros collection version of Remembrance, and this is the special edition. So, this story, I love it, and there's a reason why this episode is so hyped. I think the 7th Doctor is fantastic in the story. He is manipulative, he is dark, and he even makes a Dalek commit suicide. I feel like this episode should have been the anniversary episode. I love the first Doctor references and just everything about it. The Daleks are fantastic and awesome as ever, and this episode also introduces the Special Weapons Dalek, one of the best Daleks of all time, and also a Dalek with the least amount of appearances. Even in the new series, the Special Weapons Dalek was absolutely nothing, which is so annoying. God, Moffat, for your last season, do something with that Dalek. So the next episode we have is The Happiness Patrol. Now, The Happiness Patrol is normally regarded as one of the bad stories for Doctor Who and Sylvester McCoy's era, but what I like about the story, it hits the political issue of Margaret Thatcher, but that episode hints at that sort of rebellion idea from that point of history. One of the things that really lets the story down is the budget. Honestly, I don't really look at budget for Classic Who that much, as what they did at the time was absolutely amazing. But I can tell they didn't have much of a budget for this story. But apart from that, it's an alright episode, and if you're on a Sylvester McCoy marathon, you can either miss it, but I'd watch it anyway. The next story we have is Silver Nemesis, the final Cyberman story in the Classic Run. Now, this episode again is love it or hate it. A lot of his Sylvester McCoy's era is love it or hate it, but for me personally, I love it. It's a really massive guilt pleasure story because I feel like the Cybermen on this are awesome. They're rather chatty, but they're awesome. Ace is absolutely fantastic, and the whole plot is just a comic book style plot that people should really appreciate because honestly, it's so unique. Next we have is The Greatest Show in the Galaxy. Now, that episode is an underrated gem, and I also know Charlie. He's been in a few of the videos. He loves that story as well. So, Greatest Show in the Galaxy, it is a fantastic episode. It's creepy, it's atmospheric, the characters are there, and it's just one of Sylvester McCoy's finest stories, and one of the finest stories in Doctor Who. The next story we have is Battlefield. Now, this kicks off the final season for Classic Who completely. So Battlefield is so good. I feel like it's so underrated as it has such an interesting plot. An alternative universe where the Doctor is Merlin with Space Knights, and it's so awesome. It is also a final appearance of the Brigadier in the classic series for the Doctor Who TV show in general. So if you've not seen it, I cannot urge you enough to watch Battlefield. Next we have Ghostlight. Now this story is one of them episodes where you need to watch it a few times to get your head around the plot, but it's such a crazy story. I've only seen it twice, and personally, I love it. I love the story because it's different, it's unique, it's got a fantastic plot, and this episode really shows you what Doctor Who would have been like if it continued on through the 90s. The next episode we have is The Curse of Fenric. Now this story, guys, is a masterpiece. This episode is one of the best 80s episodes ever. It's creepy, it's got a fantastic plot. Ace is brilliant, and she has her own nice little story arc in this episode. The Seventh Doctor is fantastic, and if you've not seen The Curse of Fenric, watch it. It's just a fantastic, brilliant episode we all need to watch at least more than 10 times, I'd say. This next story is the last story ever in the Classic Who run, and this is Survival. Now, if you've not seen our review we've done this episode, I've done it with a whole group of WhoTubers and Whovians all together, so I'll put a link in the description below for that. But Survival is, my opinion, brilliant. Ace has again a fantastic story arc, it's a great plot, and it is also the final appearance of the Master in the Classic Who run. It also has such an emotional ending scene. So that was the Sylvester McCoy years. I really hope you enjoyed this video. And as for next time, I have no idea what Doctor I'll be doing. It could be Peter Davison, Colin Baker, or the 4th Doctor. I really enjoy doing these videos, and I really hope you enjoy the next video I put out. So, thank you very much for watching. I hope you all have an amazing day, and I'll see you all later. See ya.